And for the past, I don't know, 6 to 9 months, depending on how long you've been with us at Next, we've discussed how organizations need to adapt to the changes brought about by the VUCA environment and this disrupted, chaotic fourth industrial revolution world that we're in. According to Miller and his team, many of these necessary changes aren't being implemented in our industry. Now, they anticipated these all the way back in 2009. And these are the same things that we're talking about today, that organizations need to become leaner, faster, more integrated, have a great need for trust among team members. We have to get rid of these unnecessary layers. We have to improve efficiency and foster better collaboration amongst the squad. So Miller's main point is that the construction industry has been broken for a long time, and many of the issues highlighted in 2009 are still relevant today. You know, while concepts like IPD and lean practices and sustainability and BIM have certainly been introduced, they haven't fully transformed the industry. Now, I understand that some of you are light years ahead of others, but the industry as a whole is still lagging behind. And to make these concepts effective, we need to build teams based on trust, risk sharing, and mutual rewards. This represents a fundamental shift in how we view and work with our partners in construction. You all just admitted in that poll that a large majority of you still see these problems persisting. So the question now is, what do we do next? What do we do to get where we ultimately want to go? Our experiences can vary widely. If you work for a forward-thinking company that has already adopted the changes discussed 15 years ago, you might not see the issue. However, as Marty will show you with some data soon, and the polls we've done tonight back up, there's still dissatisfaction, significant problems that remain for many. And these issues impact our ability to deliver projects effectively and profitably. Remember, Miller and his team argue, we're not just talking about minor adjustments and tweaks. The system is fundamentally broken and needs a major, complete overhaul. And this requires a paradigm shift. Something that's often mentioned, but not easily achieved. I feel like paradigm shift is, a word that's thrown out there like culture, a buzzword. But a paradigm shift involves a profound change in how we think and operate. And it's certainly not as simple as it might sound. A change from one way of thinking to another. This isn't just a gradual improvement. It's a transformative change. And if we think back to Christensen, we would say this isn't a sustaining technology development path. It's a disruptive path. This isn't about incremental updates, but about creating entirely new approaches. So to address many of our current challenges, we need to consider a paradigm shift. And I got to tell you, paradigm shifts are not easy. Take a look at this picture. Type in the chat window what you see here. We're all looking at the same picture, right? Yet our perspective allows us to see a young woman for some and an old woman for some. Now, depending on what you put in the chat window, I would ask you this. If you saw the old woman, try and see the younger woman. If you saw the young woman, try and see the older woman. It's hard to do. For many, it's really hard to do because once you get locked into that initial image, remember back to, what was it, Foundation 2, Module 5, back to 𝙟𝙬's mental models, we get this model, this fixed viewpoint, and it's hard to shift. So why do I include this picture in today's class? Because that's what Miller and his team have asked us to do, to look at our construction industry, to think about an industry that many of you have been involved in for 10, 15, 20, some of you 30 plus years, and now see it differently. That's really hard to do. A paradigm shift is really hard. And this month, we're going to challenge you to consider Miller and his team's ideas. Are they on the right track? Are there still too many inefficiencies in construction? Can we find better ways to improve? Is it possible to transform the industry through leadership, through advanced technologies and new project delivery methods, leaving behind outdated practices? We'll explore these questions and look for innovative solutions together. But we want your feedback. You're the experts. Miller and his team, they argue that under the traditional method, there are conflicting goals: cost, quality, and schedule. You can't fully achieve all three at once. For example, if you prioritize 1 and 2, if you prioritize cost and quality, you might end up missing deadlines. Or if you focus on cost and schedule, quality may suffer. This inherent tension makes it hard to succeed with the old approach. Is design build a step forward? Sure. But is it enough to truly transform the industry? We need more collaborative and integrated project delivery methods, approaches that utilize technology and bring together a team of people who are equally committed to the project's success, rather than just trying to recover their initial bid costs.